Hi guys, it's me, an INFP. Welcome back to my channel. As some of you may know, I identify as a highly sensitive person, which means I react more sensitively towards outward stimuli such as noise, light, smells, etc. Being a highly sensitive person can also affect your emotions and a whole lot more inside, much more than people realize. I'm going to talk about why being a highly sensitive person makes college difficult. If you are in college, if you are not, if you are a highly sensitive person, if you are not, this is happening. So I've been in college about 4 years, and it was actually in college that I fully was recognizing how highly sensitive I am to things and how it affects me. And my symptoms actually started getting worse when I was in college because, for one, you're around a lot more people than you would normally be in your own house. If you were staying at a dorm, you're constantly hearing other people in the dorm. You live at college, so if you go outside, there's people all around. College students are typically loud. That's just a fact. If you are sensitive to noises, that can be like 24/7 torture. It is very difficult if you have a roommate as well because you don't even have a safe place to get away from the noise. It's just everywhere. And I guess depending on the college you are at, even the quiet spaces in the college have some kind of noise. There's always that person who is like playing music out loud on their phone in like a space specifically for a quiet study area. That's just something you have to deal with when you're in college, and it can get really difficult when you're a highly sensitive person to try to filter out that noise. It's hard to concentrate on your schoolwork because of the noise. Now, I've talked a lot about noise. What other kind of things affect this? Well, I would say it can feel very draining if you're a highly sensitive person in college. There's external stimuli going on all the time. Highly sensitive people process stimuli more deeply, and it takes longer. They process it more deeply and longer than the average person. So a lot of stimuli drains them really fast. It makes them exhausted. If they're an introvert, it drains them twice as fast because it's like normal introvert energy plus external stimuli processing. There's usually a lot going on with like classes, events, people doing stuff. I feel like no one else really gets it. Like if I were to tell them how much this bothered me, they would think I was weird and they'd be like, "What's the problem? Like, I don't even notice that stuff. College is great. Woo!" So sometimes you can kind of feel like you're on your own in this, of like how intensely you're bothered by these things. Because there are other highly sensitive people, but I guess depending how big your college is, like a large portion of people aren't highly sensitive. Loudness and external stimuli doesn't bother them. They might even love it. I used to find that I needed more naps during the daytime to cope with this processing. But in the past year or so, I don't really take naps very much anymore. Partly because it's too noisy during the day for me to sleep because I've become so such a light sleeper. There are things you can try to drown out the noise, like, I don't know, listening to music, earplugs, but like the best earplugs, the best headphones are not going to filter out 100% noise. It muffles noise, but you are going to hear something. Like there's nothing, I don't think, that's been invented that like 100% drowns out noise. It can be difficult with if there are a lot of events and things going on, because on one hand, you might want to visit them. On the other hand, you just feel like so overwhelmed and tired by the end of the day. You just don't have energy to do anything extra. It can be difficult at my college because even on days when I just desire to like watch a movie with my friend, because he's the opposite gender, we have to do it out in a public area because we don't have like co-ed dorms. And there's always someone in the public area doing something loud. It's very hard to find a quiet space to just be able to hear the movie people in general aren't very considerate. College students are even less considerate. Being a highly sensitive person can be difficult when you're in college because you have to cut through all of the struggles of being a highly sensitive person to still concentrate on your schoolwork and get good grades and like do the assignments you need to do. That can be hard if you're struggling with like concentrating because of noises. If you have a roommate, like I said in my other video, like we kind of had a fight over the temperature. Also, a lot of colleges have like fluorescent lights, and I've noticed that lights actually give me a headache if they're in a certain position and I'm under them for so long. Typically, if they're like right above my head, but it might just depend on like the angle, the type of light. But I actually get headaches from lights if it's the right circumstances, so that can be challenging as well. Concentrating with any noise can be hard, like if you're taking a test and there's like noise going on next door. That happened to me one time. Like the professor next door was like shouting and like being very noisy, and we could hear them right through the wall, and I was trying to take a test, and it was difficult for me to like focus. I would say mostly being highly sensitive is going to be more of a challenge than a help when you're in college, although many people like praise like the good things that come with being a highly sensitive person, like higher empathy and stuff like that. Emotionally, it's a lot of like, you kind of have to keep on track when you're in college depending on how much homework you have. But it's like you have to go to classes every day. You have to do homework every week. You might have to go to meetings and stuff like that. So if anything emotionally is bothering you, you kind of have to still keep going. That can be difficult for highly sensitive people who are especially like, if they are bothered by something, they're very like delicate in a way, and things affect them more than they would affect an average person who's not highly sensitive. So having to like deal with emotional struggles and just have to keep going while in college can cause some people to have a breakdown, honestly, especially if you have other mental health struggles. Being a highly sensitive person is tough, and I feel like no one sees the struggles you are going through. No one realizes how much even just a certain sound just makes it feel like your head is full of pain, or like there's so much processing going on with all the external stimuli that you're just like, I need to go somewhere where there's no stimuli and just like relax. And that is where self-care comes in, especially if you're one of those people who doesn't want to like let down your friends or something. You need to take care of yourself first, especially if you're a highly sensitive person, because you're gonna burn out if you don't take care of yourself. Being a highly sensitive person is tough, but you can get through it. If you're a highly sensitive person in college, I would enjoy hearing your story. Please comment below. If you like this video, please press the like button and gently press the subscribe button. I will see you next time. Bye.